and welcome to this late summer edition of Wicomico Public Schools Summer Showcase. I'm Paul Butler. You know what? We can't wait to share with you some of the great stories that happened this summer in Wicomico Public Schools.
I'm Tracy Saylor, and even though it was summertime for most of our students and our teachers, we still had so much going on in Wicomico schools. Today we're going to show you some of those summer programs, some CTE success stories, and we're going to show you the buddy benches that were installed at 7 of our elementary schools.
First up, did you know that a current Parkside CTE student is the best in the country in electronics technology? He is. Congratulations to Parkside's Joshua McKelvey, a senior in the pre-engineering program Project Lead the Way, who was motivated to work on electronics on his own with support from instructor David Miles. Now in June, Joshua won the gold medal in electronics technology at the National Skills USA Championships. Congrats to Joshua McKelvey. Also, a former Parkside CTE student is currently doing amazing things. He's from the automotive technology program, and he was recently certified as a world-class technician by General Motors. Now, at the age of 19, Eddie Merritt is believed to be the youngest ever to receive this certification by General Motors. Here's Eddie's story.
I'm very ecstatic about it. It's a very high honor in GM.
Eddie Merritt has reason to be ecstatic. The 2016 Parkside High School grad just achieved the elite title of world-class certified automotive technician at the age of 19.
At this point in time, we're pretty sure that he's the youngest person to ever accomplish this. Normally, I think from what we've been able to find out, the youngest person previously was 21 years of age. Eddie, I think, just did turn 19.
Courtesy Chevrolet in Salisbury is a working partner of Wicomico County Public Schools. It's where Eddie is currently working, and he is even surprising their longtime service manager, Stephen Townsend.
It's huge. I mean, we've had guys in the past, and there's other guys with GM that it's taken them, a whole lifetime or 10 years, and here he's done it in 2 years. It just shows that he really cares, and that's what he wants to do in life.
Now, becoming a world-class technician is a huge achievement, of course, but the road has not been easy.
Traveling all the way up to New York City, and especially Columbia, Maryland, and it's been probably, I've spent a good 300 hours away from home and training and all that, and the testing was very, very hard.
You've got to pass, I want to say it is 9 total ASEs, a slew of web-based programs and computer tests, and then you've got to go up for probably 50, 60 hands-on courses, and then another 9 assessments that it's a make-or-break type deal. If you don't pass them, you're not world-class.
Courtesy General Manager Ray Nordstrom and several officials from General Motors honored Merritt recently at a luncheon with a jacket and a world-class trophy.
In General Motors, about 4.5% of our technicians across the nation are world-class techs. Very small number. We want world-class technicians in every dealership, but it's something pretty rare, and he should be very proud of what he's accomplished.
Eddie, who learned the basics in the CTE program at Parkside High School, was asked, "What drives you?"
The challenge behind it, the challenge of figuring out the problem, and especially when you fix a problem.
The folks at the dealership are hoping Wicomico County Schools CTE program sends them a few more Eddie Merritts.
It's been a pleasure over the past 2 years and what he's brought to our team, and hopefully we can get some more kids from VOTEC and try to do this with a few more.
It tells me that we're doing things right. And I would encourage anyone, male or female, to apply to come to our school.
Congratulations to Eddie Merritt, a product of Wicomico County Public Schools, and now a world-class technician.
Next up, buddy benches. Thanks to a partnership with retired educator Grace Murdoch, buddy benches have been installed at 7 elementary schools. All Wicomico elementary schools will have buddy benches within a year. But what's a buddy bench? Join Mrs. Murdoch and students on the Fruitland Primary School playground to find out.
Excited to have the buddy bench here at Fruitland Primary.
Let me tell you what the bench is for. If you don't have a playmate that day, you can come over and sit on the bench, and everybody in the whole school on the playground will know that you're ready to play with someone. And they'll come over, and you know what they'll say? Do you want to play?
Yes. It warms my heart just to know that what Grace has done for these kids, you know, and coming out here and seeing this bench for the first time, oh, it feels so good.
If a child is the least bit lonely and they withdraw, what we need is connections, and connections that can be made on the playgrounds are wonderful. And sometimes they just might feel a little lonely, and the whole school, the whole staff is trained on how to use the buddy bench, and they know if they see anyone sitting, they just walk over and say, "Would you like to play?" And then they can have a better experience on the playground. Having been a long-time educator, and I retired in 2011, I wanted to stay connected with the school somehow. I had a kindness bracelet business, and I donate my sales to different causes. I was trying to think of a larger reach to the schools, and I came across the story of buddy benches that was started by a second grader in Pennsylvania, and he saw the buddy bench idea and he brought it to his school in Pennsylvania, and it has gone nationwide, and it has reached about 14 different countries. And the buddy bench is just so essential to address loneliness and isolation for children on the playground, and I'm so grateful that we now have buddy benches in Wicomico County. Had my first conversation with Dr. Handy, who is recently retired, and some of the facilities people, and I asked them if we could run this project from the high schools down through the elementary schools, so that the kindness idea and the compassion of building something for someone else, letting the students look beyond themselves. It has developed to be quite a wonderful project. Phase 1 has put 7 benches on, and we're looking forward to 9 more benches this coming school year, along with books that go along with the benches.
We know our guidance staff has really been working to get our students excited and prepared for the new bench. We were so graciously donated books from Miss Grace. And so the guidance staff, they actually infuse this into their lessons that they've done with the kids each week. And one of the books that the students really enjoyed, and it was one of my favorites, is Wonder, We're All Wonders by R.J. Palacio. It's a student who had, a physical deformity. And although he was just like everyone else, people looked at him differently. And because they were just uncomfortable because he was different. And there's this one line in the story, and he wanted his friends just to see differently. And I feel that's the beauty of the buddy bench. Having the kids come out to them when they're on the playground, where our bench is now here. Kids can just walk up, and if they're having a bad day or if they need someone to play with, they don't see it as a negative thing. But, kids can come up to them and just ask, do you want to play? And so we're really excited to have that. We're really excited about giving our kids that language of kindness and actually putting it into action.
Books that I've chosen to present along with the benches are lovely. They give a message of kindness and compassion, attitude of gratitude. All of that works together, and I just think the literary component is very important.
I really love this book because it actually gives our young students the language and act of what it means to be kind. And so the kids are going to see this year and on our bulletin boards to give them different ideas on what they can do to be kind to one another. And here at Fruitland Primary, one of our initiatives this year, actually we're continuing this initiative, is kindness and spreading kindness. And so again, our guidance staff, they work really hard to give our kids the language. We also do it during our morning announcements, where we explain to them, what does it mean to be kind? They see examples within our staff. When it's modeled with other students, we bring attention to it. And so we're really hoping that the kids will take these ideas of kindness not only here, but take it out into the community and back into their homes.
Now that we have some on, I know the project will move forward because other schools will want them to. But they're all going to start with the books this year, regardless of whether they have the bench yet. They're all going to start this year with kindness books, because I think it's very important, and it's a perfect time for kindness to be in our schools. I have many supporters who support this idea. I have even had people who wanted to donate a bench themselves. That is still in the works, However, the donations and the sales of my bracelets have fully funded this project, and now we're moving on to other kindness projects that are going to take place this fall in our county.
We're hoping that it becomes normal, that our kids are kind with each other, they're holding hands, you know, they're checking in with each other, and so we're hoping that it just becomes infectious within our community.
We shared it with all of our clients about where this money would go towards and how it would help these children on the playgrounds with these buddy benches. And it warms my heart to know that no child will, I get emotional, that no child will be sitting here alone, that all of these kids know to come over to this one child and make them feel special, make them feel wanted.
As long as I'm making bracelets and there are sales that can make this happen, that's all I'm worried about. And really there is no worry to it whatsoever because it's all been a labor of joy.
You know, summer school programs are very important because not only do they keep students engaged, but they help with learning and building skills. Well, they also prevent that so-called summer slide. Well, Wicomico County, we launched a new elementary program this summer called Summer Scientist Academy. It was a rousing success.
The Summer Scientist Academy has been great. It's hands-on, engaging, learning through science and math. The kids are involved every day with different experiments, testing, designing, engineering, and they've just had a bunch of opportunities to work hands-on with kids that they don't usually get to spend some time with, so it's been great.
When these movements cause vibrations, they make a sound, celebration.
We want to share with you what we have learned in the Summer Science Academy. Did you know sound is just a vibration traveling in the air?
Also, we learned that bats use echolocation to guide themselves. We have made instruments, bird calls, and even spectrograms while we have been in the Summer Science Academy.
There's always something different every day, and it offers something different than the regular school year. It's something that the kids don't necessarily get time to do on a regular basis, so they love to come here and have, you know, a chance to do those things that they might want to do more of in the regular school year.
And we used the engineering design process to improve a Play-Doh process that makes high-quality Play-Doh.
In SSA, we made STEM projects like parachutes, and we talked about the EDP process and used it in some situations.
We really loved seeing the development of their teamwork skills as they worked on the different activities. And then we also did a little mini unit on fairy tales, and we read some familiar fairy tales, and the kids got to help solve problems, like with our Rapunzel escaping from the tower. We also read Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and the kids got to design a stronger chair for Baby Bear. So they really loved hearing some favorite stories and focusing on being engineers and helping solve the problems of some of their favorite fairy tale characters.
My most favorite thing was when we made the ramp for Rapunzel. Another thing was when we made the towers.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, drop it, close and flex. Look at this. Drop it, close and ready? We had it!
We have certainly had a blast here at the Academy in more ways than one. It's been great every day from start to finish.
Our school system and our community made wonderful connections this summer with Chinese students and teachers who visited for a 2-week program in our schools. These Chinese middle school students learned about Delmarva culture in the classroom and at the beach.
It's been a whole new world of learning for some 50 students this summer in Wicomico County. 50 middle school students and teachers from China were hosted by Wicomico County Schools in our Chinese exchange camp. In addition to taking classes, these students really got a taste of America, sometimes outside the classroom.
We go to the museum and learn a lot of plants and animals, and that's fun.
From the Ward Museum of Wildfowl Art to the beaches of Ocean City and Assateague Island. Each student took away something different from their visit.
I like go to the Ocean City because I think the beach is very beautiful.
Sunny, one of the teachers accompanying the students, said the learning here is much different from back home in China.
They are learning by doing in several different kinds of museums. You see this cooking kitchen, and yesterday they went shopping, and the day before yesterday they went to, next they will go to the planetarium and some world museum. They learn things actually in the museum instead of classroom, which is totally different in China.
On this day, the Chinese delegation was learning to make and bake cookies at Parkside High School.
Oh, that's cool, awesome, you know. It's just like you mix them together and with each other.
And they certainly enjoyed them. Now, the leftover cookies didn't go to waste, and the students made the trip across the street from Parkside to a Salisbury fire station to share with local firefighters.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks.
And those firefighters graciously gave them a tour of the fire trucks and building. With temperatures in the 90s for the most of their 2-week stay in July, the beach, no doubt, was their favorite part.
The beach is awesome, very great, and it's clean, and the sunshine, the wind, very great.
Well, after learning things like team building, craft projects, space exploration, Delmarva wildlife, money and shopping, the Chinese exchange camp in Wicomico County Public Schools is sure to be a trip these students from China will never forget.
They like this kind of education.
Another of our summer programs was a huge hit, and we caught up with them during their wrap-up celebration. It's called Camp Aspire. It helps students improve their communications, math, and reading skills. Not to mention, these kids have a lot of musical talent as well. Let's take you to Salisbury Middle School for the amazing Camp Aspire. Friday, July 7th was a day of celebration at the Wicomico County Public Schools Camp Aspire.
For me, this is the camp because of the experiences that we give the kids.
Camp Aspire is held for 2 weeks every summer at Salisbury Middle School for students in grades 3 through 8. It's a high-energy camp with a positive atmosphere to help kids in project-based learning opportunities in subjects such as communication and math.
We have Teachers of the Year candidates that work with our program. We look for those who have been successful in the classroom all throughout the school year because that's an indicator they're going to be successful here.
And in this end of camp celebration, one student in particular was certainly surprised by being named the first ever Aaron Deal Award winner. Her name is Anaya Brinson, and on a scale of 1 to 10, we asked her how shocked she was. Her answer?
10. Because it's like, it's new. I'm like, what? I was so surprised. At first, I couldn't even get out of my seat. I'm like, hold up. Did you just say my name?
Anaya is a rising 9th grader at Wicomico High School and says the camp helped her decide what she wants to do in life.
Be a traveling doctor. Because I wanted to help people in third world countries because it's kind of sad. I mean, here we're so we have a big advantage. We have a big advantage compared to what other people have.
Brinson won what's called again the Aaron Deal Award. This is Aaron, who until this summer was the heart and soul, you could say, of Camp Aspire.
Everything that we're enjoying now is because of what Aaron Deal birthed into this program, being positive, a community builder, friendly, all of those things. And he always handled the kids with great dignity.
The students aren't the only ones who appreciate this camp.
If they select your child, put them in the program, don't turn it away, sign the paper immediately, and you will see a change.
With an amazing staff and students who are starting to believe in themselves, Camp Aspire at Salisbury Middle School could be touted as a rousing success.
Many food services staff members worked throughout this summer to provide healthy meals at our summer programs and at sites in the community. And some of our newer food services staffers also took time in the kitchen to attend a summer training program called Prepare with Pride.
We have a class that we call Prepare with Pride that we offer to our newer employees. It's a class in quantity food preparation where they learn to do quantity recipes, and they also learn to use the different pieces of equipment, what works most effectively, and what will give them the best quality of products.
I like all of it basically that I learned. I guess it would be making the sandwiches, like the cheesesteaks, the fish sandwiches. Sometimes I help make like the nacho cheese sauce.
Having 17 other people in a small kitchen, you know, and it actually might be a decent sized kitchen, and when you put 17 of us in there and 2 instructors, it's busy.
My goal in this class is to have every participant put their hands on everything, so that's what they do.
A lot of the kitchens in the schools do not have the same equipment, so there's quite a few pieces of equipment here that we do not have in our school.
Cleanliness is the key, making sure your hands stay washed at all times.
This is also a place where we try new recipes that we want to incorporate onto our menus for the coming school year. We need someone who can eat the 50 and 100 batches, and so we open this up to the central office staff, the school staff. You can have what you want, basically for a minimal fee. We just want someone to eat what we've prepared and to get some feedback. We're always looking for feedback.
It's nice when you hear positive feedback. That always helps. Certainly things that maybe didn't turn out as you hoped, or you know, when you follow the recipes, sometimes with the low sodium, the flavor is not as great as you would make at home. So you have to improvise and you have to find ways to positively change out recipes so that it's still healthy and still tastes good.
I like that we all communicate together and we can taste the food that we did make, and we can share different views or ideals of what we should have done or shouldn't have done.
The final day is their turkey dinner day, and as food service employees we take a lot of pride in the turkey dinner that we provide for all of our students in November, and we try to get that enthusiasm built early in our new employees. It's a lot of work, but it's something we enjoy. We get a lot of satisfaction from preparing a good turkey dinner for both students and staff. They really have given of their summer to make sure that they are better employees in the coming school year. I have people that will be in middle schools, in high schools, in elementary schools.
It's always nice to meet new people doing the same thing that you do, because other than the training, you don't really get to meet people outside of your school, really.
Everyone was so joyful and cheerful in our class. I really enjoyed the class.
You know, when school is out for the summer, you might think that our administrators are just relaxing on the beach, taking time off. Actually, nothing could be further from the truth. Our principals and assistant principals have worked to get ready for the start of the school in a big way. It's called the Leadership Academy.
Professional development for all of our employees is incredibly important, and our instructional leaders are our most important. That's the most important area. It's the heart of our work in Wicomico County Public Schools. So the opportunity during the summer, when we have a different kind of workload than we do during the normal school year, an opportunity for our leaders, both instructional supervisors from the central office as well as our school-based employees, to come together to talk about all of the important things that we do. What are our priorities in instruction? How are we going to zero in and make sure that we are meeting the needs instructionally of all of our students? That is just incredibly important. And not just to hear from the speakers who are speaking, but the opportunity to share ideas with one another. Because I've often said that not only our teachers, but our school administrators are one of our most important resources. We have such a wealth of knowledge among all of our leaders that the opportunity to share ideas and to fine-tune those ideas is incredibly important.
Now's a great time to look at the technology department's Wireless Everywhere project. It's going to mean great things for instruction. Boasting 11,000 personal computers in its school system and over 2,000 iPads for students, Wicomico County Schools is now the leader when it comes to technology footprint on Maryland's Eastern Shore.
Technology is pervasive in everything we do in society, and we have to start as early as we can introducing keyboarding skills and that technology, that screen time to students, because they're going to need it when they leave our school system and go out into the real world.
With 26 schools and academic centers and close to 15,000 students and 3,000 employees, Wicomico County Public Schools just completed its Wireless Everywhere project, which means every classroom is now able to support 32 or more wireless laptops for instruction and online testing at any given time.
Technology enhances instruction. It's not meant to replace what the teacher does. It's a tool to help the teacher and the student become successful. It's helpful for the student to become college and or career ready.
One massive undertaking this summer for the technology of up to 25 team members, updating 11,000 PCs with a Windows 10 operating system, something that's almost unheard of.
It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours to fully get all the applications and everything that it needs for someone to sit down and start working right away.
When I have conveyed to Microsoft that we can upgrade that many PCs in 3.5 weeks, they said that's almost unheard of with their customers, especially education customers. So I think we figured out the formula, and it's definitely been successful for us.
And now, as Wicomico County Public Schools leading the way in technology on Maryland's Eastern Shore.
We're celebrating the start of full-day pre-kindergarten at Prince Street Elementary School this year. The program is already so popular, there's a waiting list.
Well, if you haven't heard, full-day pre-kindergarten is coming to Prince Street Elementary School.
So by going to a full-day program, that eliminates the parents' concern with having to have midday transportation either to or from school. So we're able to keep them here all day, and we'll be feeding them breakfast and lunch, and they'll also get a snack 3 days a week through our fruits and vegetables program.
Prince Street Principal Jason Miller says the school that was newly renovated just a few years ago is the perfect place for your child in pre-K.
Your child will be entering a school of love and care, one that has a lot of pride and commitment to doing the very best to educate their child.
Our parents are very fortunate to be able to bring their children to school early, so to speak.
Assistant Principal Tana Ellis, who is a former Maryland School Counselor of the Year, has been at Prince Street for 12 years. She says the pre-K expansion is invaluable to child and parent.
Our children are going to get that opportunity to be at school earlier in life, so to speak, and they're going to get that opportunity to learn from each other, to have that center time, that housekeeping time, to have time with reading and math and even just the socialization, learning to get along with others and connect with their teachers.
And with the high cost of daycare, parent Nicole Norman is so thankful for this program.
Being a single parent of 3, it's it's a bit expensive. So my son will be able to get an early start on education, and I'll get some peace. Because I work overnight, so.
The pre-K expansion at Prince Street means they'll go from 40 student slots to 80.
Our average class size is around 23 to 24 students, which is a wonderful, wonderful size. Our staff, although they're new, they're certainly energetic, and they are ready to tackle the task of educating our children. They absolutely love Prince Street, and you can tell by the quality of instruction that they put in the classroom.
Well, Tracy, that is our show for today. Now, next time on Wicomico Public Schools Showcase, we're going to have highlights from the start of the 2017-2018 school year. Now, Superintendent Dr. Donna Hanlon and Chief Academic Officer Frederick Briggs will go back to school with the almost 15,000 students and 3,000 staff members who make Wicomico schools great.
We'll share another graduate success story, and we'll introduce you to some of the teachers who are new to Wicomico classrooms this year. It's all here on PAC 14, your station for shows and news about what's important to our community.
From Wicomico Public Schools, we'll see you next time.